Hello YouTube, Dr. Kemp here, Hammond Doc once again. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Leslie relays. Now, when an organist uses the Leslie tremolo chorale switch on the organ, the reason for doing that is to change the speeds on the motors in the Leslie speaker. In order for the motors to change speed, there has to be a signal sent to the motors from the Leslie amplifier. Okay, so there's a signal that goes from the organ, the tremolo chorale switch, to the Leslie amplifier, and from the Leslie amplifier to the the motors inside of the Leslie speaker. Well, that intermediary, that mechanism that allows for the switching of the speeds of the motors in the Leslie is referred to as a Leslie relay. Now, I'll show you a Leslie relay, sometimes also known as the motor control relay. This is a Leslie 122 that I'm holding up, and let me pan in and I'll show you the relay. This is the relay, and this is a mechanical relay. This is a traditional mechanical relay. This is where it is. Okay, so you see where it's located. And I have another one, traditional mechanical relay here on the desk, and I'll show it to you. Okay. And this is what it looks like. Potter and Bloomfield. Usually that's what it says. Is that what it says? Bloomfield? Broomfield. Potter and Broomfield. That's the traditional Potter and Broomfield. That's a vintage, traditional mechanical relay. And this particular one comes out of a 122 amplifier, but the 147s look just like it. Okay, now you can't, that's another thing, you cannot, they're not interchangeable. A 122 relay does not work in a 147 amplifier, so you have to have a 122 relay for a 122 and a 122 families of amplifiers, and a 147 relay that's made for the 147 family of Leslie relays. This is a used one that I pulled out of a customer's Leslie, and it's mechanical. You see it has moving parts, has the little contact there, so you got a point of contact. In fact, there's 2 points of contact in there, one here and two. And so when you hit the tremolo switch, this does this, and it sends a signal to this and from the organ, and this changes the speed of the motor. Now, let me show you the new form of this same mechanical have one here. Okay, here's one right here. Let me open it. Okay. And this is a brand new mechanical. It's in the box. It says Leslie 122 relay. Okay. 110 volts DC. And this is what the new mechanical relay would look like. And you can hear it. What happens in these types of relays, these mechanical relays, is that your contact points burn out over time. These sort of like, it's like spark plugs, and when they burn out, then there can be no firing. And when there's no fire there, then there's no change. So what'll be happening while you're playing the organ, and then you'll switch the tremolo switch on the organ, and nothing happens with the motors. The motor continues to run slow, or the motor continues to run fast, because this is no longer firing. Now, sometimes you can take this, and you can take a little file, and you can file in between the contacts, and that'll clear away the build-up that's in there in between the contacts. And you can take some contact cleaner, lubricant, and spray in there, and sometimes that'll work. You take a little file and file off any of the build-up, and that might preserve your mechanical relay for a longer period of time. But eventually it stops working, and so what you end up having to do is to purchase a new one. Now, the new mechanical relays here sell for around $50 retail, but there's an alternative, or a couple of alternatives to this mechanical relay, and they're known as solid state relays. The solid state relay do not have moving parts. Now, this is what a solid state relay. This is one type of solid state relay. This is a solid state relay sold by the Hamtone company. This particular one is a 147, and there are 122s that look like this as well. So there's the 122 solid state relay sold by Hamtone, and then there's the 147 solid state relay sold by Hamtone. And so it's a circuit board, and they come with instructions on how to install. In fact, the instructions are written in step-by-step procedure. So this is the installation procedure, and there it is written in as having 12 steps in the installation procedure. This is a good unit. Price on these somewhere around $75, $80, $85, somewhere around there. And that's the cost of the unit. That's how much it costs for you to buy one of these. Then of course there's labor added on to that. And since I was showing you the 147, the 147 mechanical, I already showed you the mechanical 122. Here's a mechanical 147. It was just like the 122. The company that does those new mechanical, I didn't tell you, is Struthers and Dunn. They do that sell the new mechanical relays that are making the new mechanical relays. But back to the solid state. This is a fancy dude here. This is another solid state relay. And this particular solid state relay, I've installed these before. I've installed the ham tone, and I've also installed these. This is the Trek the Track 2 products out of New Brunswick, New Jersey. And this is a brand new one. I'll open the box. This box has never been opened. Let me see if I have a box that's open up here already. No, I don't. So I'll open a box to show you what this looks like. And these are going to be more expensive. I'd say in the neighborhood of $100 to $125, somewhere like that. But more expensive. Comes with a set of instructions, nicely packaged, and here we go. Looks good. Here we go. This is the Track 2 solid state relay. So you have here wires, and you connect things. I like this. I like this unit, and then you are able to install this into the chassis, inside chassis of the Leslie. This is for a 122, and of course they also make these for the 147 Leslie as well. I like these because you're able to connect them wire for wire. And with these units here requires the use of soldering. You have to do some soldering to directly to the can easily make a mistake in soldering on with this, and the solder can connect. See, this is very meticulous work, and if something touches in the circuit that's not supposed to touch, then this unit will not work properly. So installing these, you're more apt to make a mistake than you are in installing one of these units. I can remember early on, years ago, when I first started installing these relays and doing tech work. I had one of these units, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, I messed it up, and that's costly. Now, I've not done that since, because I had that experience. But I'm telling you, people do make errors and mistakes with this. So, but it works once you do it properly and you install it properly. It's an excellent unit to have in your Leslie amplifier. Now, why should you do one or the other? Well, if you like to hear the sound of the click when you hit the switch, if you like that clicking sound, then you want to use a mechanical relay. But if you want a smooth change in the motor speeds without the clicking sound, then you go with the solid state relay. Once you get a solid state relay in your Leslie amplifier, you don't have to worry about the moving parts, the click. And another advantage of the solid state is if you're doing recordings and you have your microphone close to your Leslie's or to your Leslie, there is no clicking, so it cuts down on recording noise as well. So there are some definite advantages to installing a solid state Leslie relay into your Leslie amplifier, as opposed to using the mechanical relay. But if you're old-fashioned, vintage, and I mean, I do both. In my organs, I have it both ways. Some of my organs I have the mechanical relay, because I want to hear the click, and in others I don't want to hear the click. Like in my rental B3, I don't want to hear the click. I want it to be, because people might rent my organ and want to use it for recording. So I make sure that there's a solid state relay in the amplifier that I put into that Leslie when it goes out for a rental. Alright, I think that covers what I wanted to cover in this video with regards to the Leslie relay. So until the next video, this is Dr. Kemp saying to you, have a great day.